Hello, my name is Kjas and this is Cannabis is Not the Answer. Today's video is about some of these diet wars that are raging, because there are so many people who have been vegan who are going carnivore, and people who have been eating a lot of meat are going vegan, and everyone is blaming each other, everyone is pointing their fingers, and everyone is like going into this war of modalities, and everyone wants everyone else to get that what I am doing right now is what we all should be doing. This, is what needs to happen, even though I'm not fully healed myself, but I'm pretty sure, because some of these symptoms just went away in my experience. So this is what we all should be doing. And what this video is about is that your diet is not the answer either. So when we see, for example, people who are having these instant healings, people who have a near-death experience, people who go on a psychedelic journey, people who fall in love, why are these people all of a sudden, why do they all of a sudden get rid of their disease, their dis-ease? It is because they let go of whatever they've been holding on to that has been causing their dis-ease, that the energy in their life, what we would call love, is not flowing easily anymore. So of course, diet is a massive aspect of the energy that is within our experience. But the thing is that we eat with all our senses and our thoughts. It is all a part of the experience. But of course, because we are feeding ourselves this energy like consciously, what we eat is a very, very big factor in our health. But it is not only that what we eat will turn into the energy that we are. It's not only you are what you eat, but it is also you eat what you are. When we have a really, really shitty day, when everything is just, the energy in us is really crap, we really on that day feel like talking to people who are maybe as crappy as we feel, and we feel like eating crappy foods, and we feel like listening to music that represents that energy also, and we want to listen to watch movies, or whatever. So we are engaging in the energy that we ourselves are made of. So of course we can here make a conscious decision with what we eat. No, this is not how this is going to continue, and we can thereby change or affect the energy within the experience. But it is far from only what we eat. It is also how we eat, but most importantly is why we eat. Because if we are using foods to suppress certain, you can say, energies, feelings, sides of our experience, ideas of what we have been experiencing, who we are, and all these kind of things, if we do that, then this will again suppress an energy, and this will again cause a dis-ease, that the energy again doesn't flow easily. And we might thereby be able to, something, went away in our experience, some sort of, some sort of symptom went away, but after a while, a new dis-ease comes up. And this is why people, they change a diet and they think, this works for me. And maybe it was necessary for these people to meet themselves, because food has an energy, and it is a very different level you meet yourself on if you eat only fruit or you eat only meat. And none of it is better than the other, like objectively seen. But when you eat only fruit, like fruit is beyond life and death. No one has to die for you to eat fruit. So if you're having troubles with, existential things and death and all these kind of things, it will be very challenging. But to go through eating only fruit, that might be very helpful, very painful also, most likely, but that might align you with this side of yourself, of your experience. And this is something that I have done. And I did it. I was a fruitarian for a while and a raw foodist and all these kind of things. And it got so far out that I built up somewhat of a distance to this physical life. And this is why we see, and I saw, that people who eat only fruit often become very skinny. And some don't. And people think, how can that be? And that is because the why they eat is different. And I've definitely also been eating only fruit in a sense to escape some of the physical aspects and the physical pains. And so I thought I was just healing, because some of the things went away. But the distance to my body became bigger and bigger. And that can turn into some kind of physical depression or whatever you want to call it. Or chronic fatigue, you can call it also. It can also, show up as chronic fatigue because you lose the connection to your body. And like I said, in the beginning, it really, really feels good because the pain goes away. But eventually, you have to feel the pain in order to really heal. No pain, no gain. So, and you can also eat only meat, for example, and then you get further and further into the body. And this can, of course, be very good for a lot of people, and that's also what you're seeing now on YouTube. And I think also people who are on YouTube, especially people who have been living off primarily fruit and a vegan diet, they have maybe, built up a distance in that sense to some of these aspects of their life. And then it feels so healing then to eat that meat again. And I would reckon that people who are having YouTube channels are also pretty good thinkers. And the antidote, but what could help that along could be to get more into the body. And you do that by, for example, eating a more, let's say, grounding diet. And then that feels good. That makes some of the symptoms of eating out of balance diet, of eating, for example, only fruit or whatever dogma you've built up. Oh, this healed me. Okay, everybody do this now, But we know it's not only about what we eat, because it is so different from person to person. There are some people, they drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes, eat, what some people would consider garbage, and they turn 111 or something like that. And they don't get all of these dis-ease. And why? It is the why. It is why they eat. They don't use that food to suppress these particular sides of themselves. So we see how split up it all is. And I mean, I have a lot of people talk about, this divide and conquer, it's the elite playing us out against each other. And nah, man, it is insisted upon by people. People, they need this, to define themselves in a certain way and find someone out there who's different. So this black and white painting can be attained. So it's not coming from the top, it's coming from within. And it's the same thing as, being either for, Liverpool or Manchester United, or as being for the left or the right, or it is, being Beatles or Rolling Stones or whatever. There's always this going on out there where, where you have the idea of there is an opposite to what you are doing, and they do something wrong, and that assures, I'm saying you, these people, or sometimes also myself, that I am the good person. And the same is going on with diets now. And I mean, for example, in the YouTube community, I don't know that many. I don't follow too many, but I know two which I've bumped into that are, to me, very extreme. And the one is this guy Kai Svirich, someone who's from Scandinavia, we just call him Sverige. And then from Vegan Gains. And I've seen a couple of, and they are really in this war of modalities. They really believe that the method is the answer. The answer is out here, and it is a way you do a certain thing. And I mean, these people are inspiring some people, and you know, so I don't have anything against what they're doing, but they, as I see it, will not fully heal, because they are in it with rage, with anger, with fear, with not letting go. And the healing is in the letting go. The healing is in the love. Love is the answer. So as long as they identify themselves as a thing, as something, you know, whatever, you know, as long as they do that, they will not fully heal. Because the dis-ease doesn't go away until the ease comes in. And as long as you feel like punking everyone else and hating on everyone who's not doing the same as you're doing, you are not really at ease. So there are quite a few YouTubers I've seen who have changed course, and they all of a sudden now believe that the opposite of what they've been doing for years is the answer and should be pursued by anybody. And also another guy, which actually I like, Bobby's Perspective. He's been a vegan, and you know, for a while has done a lot of things, and I think his perspective is really interesting because he has really tried a lot of things. So it is then your perspective is maybe worth sharing. But he just turned vegan. Now he turned from vegan to carnivore, and now he's at war against the vegans. Like and he's like generalizing, like, the vegans are doing this, the vegans are doing that. You know, come on, man, you were on that team like very recently. But one thing is that I don't like these different teams. You know, the vegans, the carnivores, I don't know, whatever it is. But another thing is the whole idea that everybody should do the same thing. The whole idea that all human beings should live off the same diet is, to me, I mean, and some people would say, oh man, look at cows. Cows, don't you think that all cows need to eat grass? Well, I mean, all cows pretty much live the same lifestyle, and yeah, I don't know, they don't have that much other opportunities. But if you look at cats or dogs, or I know one of my friends, he got 2 cats, and he got them both when they were kittens, and they were so different personalities. The one cat was always exploring out there, and you know, and the other one was very fearful. The one cat ate like fruits and vegetables and everything. The other one ate only meat. And I think the same goes on for human beings. And I also think that because in one period of your life you need a certain thing, or you are attracted to a certain food, but it could also be other things. Don't have to be food, can be exercise, could be people who hang out with, if you're going to politics or whatever. Whatever you are drawn towards, that is, you know, what you need to engage with, so to speak. So it is not like someone who has been, like me for example, I've been a raw fooder for a long time and a fruitarian. Because that doesn't work for me at the moment, it doesn't mean that I should never have done it. It is one of the best things that I've ever done in my life, and there are so many people that I think would really do really good or have a lot of benefits from being vegan and raw and even fruitarians. because where they meet themselves is where they have resistance and where they're holding on to certain things. So am I vegan? No. The short answer is no. And the long answer is no. Am I plant-based? I would say I'm still to a large degree, but I've incorporated a couple of animal flesh. I still don't like milk and eggs and semen, or I don't know, all these kind of things is still something that doesn't resonate with me at all. And the only meat that I would eat is something that has been wild, because I believe the issue here, in general, the issue is not death. The issue is slavery, captivity, the absence of freedom. I believe the foundation of life is freedom. So I will not give anything else to the world or to myself. So the only meat that I would eat would be something that has been wild. But this is where I am right now. And I don't think that my perspective on freedom changes, but I'm open. You know, if I want to get rid of any disease, I need to be at ease, and I need to let go as much as I can all the time. And yeah, so we're having this these wars, so to speak, going on, while the answer is love. The answer is just being authentic. This is, I mean, the only thing that I can come of a modality where I think this is because the answer in itself is love. The answer is yourself. But the only thing that I really believe is a road to that for everybody is to be authentic. And it is really to be able to feel yourself and go through what you truly know has to happen. And apart from that, I just let the whole world be my Bible and get inspired by whatever. And as I see it, a lot of people, they want that savior, or they want that logical linear thing out here, something that is controllable. It's a messenger that is a messenger you can shoot, or a messenger you can praise or worship, or something out here, something that is linear, something that is logically understandable. But I would say in 99% of cases it is more about what you let go of than it is about what you incorporate into your life. And in the end, you need to take responsibility for that by yourself. So, of course, a lot of these modalities can be wonderful tools, but in the end, as I see it, it is more about the energy that is behind. How and why are we using those? For example, when I went into veganism, I mean, I didn't know anyone who was vegan. So that in itself, of course you can say the physical change was good and did me well. But for me, the effort I put into, you know, being okay to be ridiculed, or being okay, you know, to change, to let go of my old lifestyle, all these things, this was at least as healing. Now, where I, you know, went out of, you can say, the veganism, or mainly being plant-based, most of my friends are plant-based now. So there again, I don't know if I found it challenging, but again, there is some challenge, there's something about doing your own thing, going your own, you know, walking your own path, and letting go of any sort of comfort or validation or whatever it might be from others. And I believe that is a really, really healing and a powerful thing. And yeah, so I would strongly recommend that change yourself instead of just changing your diets all the time. Even though this can be very, very helpful to feed yourself with a different energy, to meet yourself at a different stage. But with that comes authenticity, with that comes commitment, with that comes the willingness to let go and to stand alone. And with that, the ease comes, and the connection comes to yourself and to the path. And with that ease, the dis-ease will go away. Well, that sounded pretty much like an ending. So yeah, so I just want to say thank you to everybody out there, and especially also to those who put themselves out on YouTube. This video is definitely not to talk shit about any of you. I really appreciate what anybody is authentically putting out there. So this was just my input, and yeah, I'm walking this path myself, but I'm really challenged by it, and I have definitely some miles to walk, and I'm very open to the fact that I might be wrong. So let me know if you think I'm wrong. I would really like to hear, and really also like to yeah, being disillusioned as much as I can on this path, getting out of the illusion. That's it for now. Take care. Peace.